Welcome to our PowerPoint video presentation. Our PowerPoint video presentation topic is Oxyacetylene welding. Oxygen. Black right-hand thread should be handled carefully and must not be stored in warm areas. The pressure of oxygen in cylinders when full is 2500 lbs per square inch or 200 bar at normal temperature, and any rise in surrounding temperature will cause an increase in cylinder pressure above 2500 lbs. Oil or grease should never be allowed to come into contact with oxygen cylinders, as an inflammable mixture will be formed, which may ignite spontaneously. Acetylene. Marrow left-hand thread should be stored in a separate fuel compound as acetylene and air from an explosive mixture. No alloy containing more than 70% copper should be used on any part of the equipment as a highly explosive compound is formed. Cylinders must always be stored upright and always from high temperature. Propane. Red left-hand thread. Storage as for acetylene, a fuel gas. Highly inflammable and can form explosive mixture with air or oxygen, 2% to 10%. Pressure regulators should always be treated as delicate precision instruments and must not be subjected to sudden pressure or knocks. Welding torches. One can distinguish between two types of welding torches: injector torches for low pressure acetylene and high pressure torches. In high pressure torches, the acetylene and oxygen flows are self-empowered by the pressure in their storage bottles and mix in the mixing chamber section of the torch. In low pressure torch, the oxygen flows into the torch through a central jet, producing an injection effect that draws in acetylene from the surrounding peripheral connection. From here, the gases continue to the mixing section prior to combination. Torch used in oxyacetylene welding. Figure A, general view of and B, cross-section of a torch used in oxyacetylene valve is opened and the flame adjusted. C, basic equipment used in oxy-fuel gas welding. To ensure correct connections, all threads on acetylene fittings are left-handed, whereas those for oxygen are right-handed. Oxygen regulators are usually painted green, acetylene regulators red.
To deposit a second pass or cover pass to fill out the joint and form a slightly convex weld face. To do this, you will need to use a technique called backhand welding.
Backhand welding is welding with an opposite progression, meaning the direction of welding is opposite of the previous weld. The work and travel angles will be the same as before, except that the direction of travel is opposite, and you will be using a drag travel angle rather than a push travel angle. The torch is tilted in the direction of travel as if dragging the puddle along. For left-handed welders, the angles and direction of travel will be reversed. Beginning at the end of the root pass, create a puddle and move evenly along the joint, adding filler metal to the center of the puddle. Dip the filler rod into the puddle as you move along the joint to create a cover bead with a smooth and consistent ripple pattern that is approximately 1/2 of an inch wide. It may be necessary to use a slight side-to-side motion to control the size of the puddle.
The finished weld should be a minimum of flush with the surface of the base metal to a maximum of 1/8 inch face reinforcement, with no edge weld undercut or weld bead overlap, and with complete fusion into the sides of the joint.
Inspect your weld and continue practice.
Pressure regulators. The purpose of the pressure regulators is to reduce the high and variable pressure in the bottle to a suitable working pressure. It keeps the gas flow rate constant throughout the life of the bottle charge, despite any variation in back pressure caused by the heating of the welding torch. Gas hoses. Gas hoses are color-coded, red for acetylene and blue for oxygen. In addition, in order to protect against mistakes, the acetylene connection has a left-hand thread, while the oxygen connection has a right-hand thread. Flashback arrestor. A flashback means that the flame burns backwards into the torch with a popping sound. It occurs if the combustion speed of the flame exceeds the speed at which the gas is being supplied, so that the flame front move backwards. A flashback arrestor fitted at the regulator prevents a flashback from going any further back. The reason for a flashback occurring is that a mixture of oxygen and acetylene has occurred in the hose. Example, by oxygen having entered the acetylene hose and formed an explosive mixture. The flashback arrestor prevents the flame from reaching the acetylene bottle and triggering an explosive decomposition. Oxyacetylene welding techniques. There are two techniques used to weld flat joints. Leftward welding. This method is used to low carbon steel sheet and plate in thickness up to 5 mm and also on cast iron and certain non-ferrous metal. As the name implies, the weld is started at the right hand side and progress towards the left. The filler rod proceeds the blowpipe and is held at an angle of 30 degree to 40 degree to the work surfaces. The blowpipe is held at an angle of 60 degree to 70 degree to the work surface and is given a slight side-to-side movement to ensure side fusion as the filler rod is fed into the molten pool. Rightward welding. This welding is used to steel plate over 5 mm thickness. The welding is started at the left-hand side of the joint and progress towards the right. The blowpipe is held at an angle of 40 to 50 degree to the work surface and travels in a straight line. The filler rod, which is held at an angle of 30 to 40 degree to the work surface, follows the blowpipe and is fed into the molten pool with a circular action.
So my first thing is to heat up the end.
If more people would watch my videos, we wouldn't even need ACC.
That's right. We don't need no education.
All we need is a...
Let me tack it here.
Okay. Give me the thumbs up.
All right.
Hey, do the... No. Oh man.
There we have it.
This thing is... Thanks.